Hi everyone, it's Donna here from Donna's Creative Corner, and I'm back at you with my second video for today, and this one is just 3 lace bundles, and they are colorful lace bundles. So if you like working with color in your projects, these are going to be for you. Now I'm going to come down, I'm going to go through these pretty quickly because there's a lot in each bundle. And I'm going to go through them pretty quickly. Bundle number 1 has 2 yards of this peachy 4-inch wide lace. It has, most of them are a yard or more. There's a few pieces that are less. This one is 3/4 of a yard of this probably 4.5 inch white with white lace on either side with yellow and white flowers down the center. 3/4 of a yard of that. 2 yards of this wide red lace, very sheer. 2 yards of that. 1 yard of that same with the white on either side, but it has cream with white flowers going down the middle. That's a yard of that. This is 2 pieces that are 1 1/3 yards long of this pretty yellow scalloped lace. Oops, that's what it looks like there. So it's about over 2.5 yards of that. 2 3/4 yards of this pretty purple scalloped lace, very soft. There are 2 yards of this pale blue scalloped lace. There's 2.5 yards of this almost a mint green lace with ribbon behind it. 2.5 yards of that one. And there's also some of that in this almost kind of vintage brown. There's 3 yards of the vintage brown. Oh, it looks almost like a dark tea stain with the ribbon running behind it. There's 4 yards of this blue. This one's very soft. Blue scalloped lace. 4 yards of that. 2 yards of this red scalloped lace, ruffled lace. There's 3.5 yards of this green flat lace. That's what that looks like. There's 3 3/4 yards of this green flat lace. Very pretty. This one's really soft. There's 3 3/4 yards of that one. There's 3.5 yards of this fluorescent, almost a fluorescent orange. There's a pattern on that, sheer. There's 3/4 of a yard of this peach ribbon with lace on either side of it. There's 1 1/4 yards of this little ruffled ribbon with hearts on it, light blue, pale blue. There's 3.5 yards of this little narrow ribbon with light blue lace with light blue ribbon running behind it. That was 3 1/3 yards of that. And each bundle is going to have several packs of the, what is this called? The hem tape or bias tape, bias lace. This one has some rust colored. I don't know how much, there's quite a bit in there, that much. There's some yellow. This one's a little bit wider though. 1 3/4 inch. Some yellow, like a dark rust and almost a tomato color, and then some black. That's the bias tape in this bundle. And then all 3 of the bundles, oh, there's one hiding. 3/4 yard of this red lace. Alright, and then each bundle is going to have I'm throwing in a piece of this. It's almost a yard long, and it's a peachy, fleshy colored, it's an offcut of some manufacturing offcut. It is about 6 inches, I think. 6 inches wide by almost a yard long, and it has, you can see, you can use that for covering the background of a wall hanging or whatever you can find to use it for. So each one of the bundles is going to have that. So that was bundle number 1. All 3 of the bundles are $15 plus shipping. Bundle number 2 has, oops, okay, my tape came off of this. I think that's about 2, maybe 3 yards of this fabric, ruffled fabric with a black and white pattern. There's that much in any case. There's 3.5 yards of that almost fluorescent orange. There's 2 3/4 yards of this wide blue lace. That's the ribbon, the yarn showing behind it. There's 3 yards of this kind of mint green that was in the other lace with mint green ribbon behind it. 3 yards of that. Also that same lace, there's like a dark peach colored, 3 yards of that. There's 4 yards of this really pretty red lace. Whoa! I'll show that one up close. That one's really pretty. 4 yards of that one. Another red, 2 yards of this wide red lace. 2 yards of that one. There's 3 1/3 yards of this blue, royal blue scalloped lace. There's 3/4 yard of this pretty maroon kind of really wide ruffled lace. Can't figure out how to show this so you can see it the best. There's 3/4 yard of that one. There's 5 yards of this red scalloped lace. There's the sticker fell off of this one too. I think there's 2 yards, maybe 3, of this lace with the yellow ribbon running behind it. There's some more yellow. There's 5 1/3 yard of this pretty little scalloped lace. There's, oops, let's do that last. 4 yards of this like hunter green lace. Pretty pattern, scalloped. 4 yards of that. There's 2 1/3 yards of some green, where's the end of it? Some green ruffled lace. That's pretty. That was 2 1/3 yard. There's 4 yards of that little lace with pale blue ribbon running behind it. 4 yards of that. And the bias tape in this bundle has some of that kind of a deep red. Oops, sorry. Deep red. There's some black. A whole bunch of black. There's some 3 yards of this lilac or a purple color, and then 2 1/2 yards. This one is wider. 1 3/4 yard of the white. Those are the seam binding tapes in that bundle number 2, and then also in bundle number 2 is the that remnant of the peach colored kind of fabric like stuff. So that was number 2. It is also $15. And then one more, bundle number 3. Has 3 yards of some fabric, ruffled fabric trim that's about 2 inches wide. It's like a green and white floral pattern on it. So there's 3 yards of that. There's 1 yard of this, needs to be steamed, white on either side, and then running down the middle is the flowers in pink and white. 1 yard of that. 3 yards of the vintage, like a dark cream, almost a tea dyed, with the same color ribbon running behind it. 3 yards of that. 1 1/2 yards of this lilac ruffled, can't find the end, there it is. This lilac ruffled, that's very pretty. Almost corded. There's 1 1/2 yards of that one. That really pretty red, 4 yards of this one. Like I said, if you like color, these are going to be for you. My tag fell off of this one, but I think there's 5 yards of this pretty yellow scalloped lace. Three yards of this dark peach, almost a light orange, dark peach, with the ribbon running behind it. 3 yards of that. There's 4 yards of this green floral with scallops. There's 1 yard of this pretty, this light green double-edged ribbon. 1 yard of that. There's 5 yards of this red and white scalloped. There's a pretty pattern. There's 3 3/4 yards of this really narrow, oh, it's probably about 1/2 inch, light pale blue ruffled lace. There's 3 3/4 yards of that. That one's really pretty. There's 2 yards of this lace with the ribbon running behind it in yellow. There's, oh, I don't know how much this is. That's a really narrow or delicate yellow ribbon. And then several, oh, there's another red one here. There's a couple more hiding. There's 2 yards, oh, excuse me, I'm losing my voice. Excuse me. 2 yards of this wide red ribbon, or lace. I keep calling it ribbon. This is all lace. 1 3/4 yards of this royal blue wide lace. That's probably about 3 3/4 maybe. That's 1 3/4 yards of that. Okay, now down to the bias tapes in this bundle. There's a little bit of black here, or maybe that might be dark. No, that's black. A little bit of black. There's another package of 3 yards of the black. There's a little piece of this almost aqua colored one. That one's really pretty. It's really soft, very delicate. There's a card of the red. There's a little bundle of the kind of rust, orangey rust color. There's some cream. That's 2 1/2 yards of that one. That one's a wider one, 1 3/4 inch wide. And then there's a couple of colors of red in this package. So that is bundle, and also in bundle number 3 is the section of that fabric. So that is bundle number 3. All 3 bundles are 15, each one is $15 a piece, plus shipping. If you are interested in any of these, as always, the instructions on how to order are in the description box below. And bye for now.